As we approach the fall season, I think I have the perfect recipe. Today I'm going to show you how to make my delicious creamy southern style beef stew with okra. With that being said, let's get to cooking. And don't crack on how I say okra, okay? Okra, okra. You get what I'm saying. O-K-R-A. Now let's get to cooking. For this particular recipe, we're going to be using beef chuck. Beef chuck is perfect when it comes to making beef stew simply because you can cook it for a long time and it gets nice and tender. You can shred it if you want. And most importantly, it's affordable. We're going to get in there. We're going to season it on up. Let's hit it with some oil. Use your favorite oil. You can use avocado oil for this. We're also going to add some of my all-purpose chicken seasoning. This is all-purpose Cooking with Tammy chicken seasoning. That's what it's going to say on the website, but it's an all-purpose seasoning. It's great on everything. We're also going to add some granulated garlic along with our onion powder. And this should be easy to put together because we all have these seasonings in our pantry. We're going to add some smoked paprika. All right, along with salt and ground black pepper. Dried thyme. If you have fresh thyme, you can add that as well. And we're going to add some, I was about to say chicken bouillon, but this is beef bouillon. We're going to add some beef bouillon. And we're going to give it a good mix and combine the seasonings with the meat, of course. In the meanwhile, get your Dutch oven, cast iron skillet, or a heavy duty skillet. Heat it up really hot. And we're going to sear our meat. For this, as you can see, I'm using my large size deep Dutch oven cast iron skillet. All right, we're going to add our meat to the pan, of course. We want to sear the meat to the point where it develops a nice crust. Feel free to sear the meat in more than one batch if your pan can accommodate all of the beef chunks. Check out the beautiful crust that all of the meat has. This is exactly what I'm talking about. This is gorgeous. That is nothing but in-depth flavor. All right, and it's also going to help to create those beautiful brown bits at the bottom of the skillet, as you see. My goodness, this is going to be totally flavorful. We're maintaining the same heat, so it's going to caramelize beautifully on the other side as well. We're going to remove the beef and place it into a bowl. And once we're done, we're going to set it aside. All right, as you can see, we have our sizzle going on. We have tons of beautiful bits at the bottom of this pan. With that being said, let's add some butter. All right, get that butter into the skillet, allow it to melt down. And once the butter starts to melt, it's time for us to introduce our onions. For this recipe, I'm using yellow onions. However, feel free to use white onions. You can even use shallots, believe it or not. Shallots are a lot milder in flavor, but they'll definitely get the job done. All right, we're going to toss it around just a bit. Let's get all of the beautiful coating locked into the onions. Let's add our bell peppers. Did I forget to mention we're incorporating bell peppers as well? Don't get nervous. What's going on at the bottom of the pan is going to start to lift up slowly but surely, simply because once our veggies start to break down, they're going to release their natural juices, and it's going to help with the deglazing process as well. But in the meantime, we're going to lower our flame. All right, we're going to continue to toss the veggies around the pan. Once the veggies become translucent, we're going to cook our finely minced garlic down for about 30 seconds until it becomes fragrant and toasted, whichever happens first. 30 seconds on the clock. If it doesn't happen within 30 seconds, it's okay. Add just a small amount of oil. All right. Give our little garlic bits some assistance. All right, you are fragrant and ready to go. Incorporate everything together. And let's cook, family. Let's go. Stir this on up. At this point in time, it's suitable for us to add our all-purpose flour. All right, let's stir that on in. Once my all-purpose flour starts to stick to the bottom of the pan, as I like to say, that's my indication that the flour has toasted. All right, let's get it all in there. Stir it on up really well. At this point in time, we can incorporate our beef broth. However, if you don't have beef broth on hand, don't panic. All you need to do is get yourself some beef bouillon, add more water than bouillon, of course, because bouillon is salty, high in sodium. So you're going to add majority water, just a small pinch of bouillon to give the water a beef broth flavor. I'm going to go ahead at this point in time. We're going to scratch the bottom of the skillet, of course, because we're trying to lift all of the bits that's locked in at the bottom. Pan starting to feel nice and smooth. So with that being said, let's incorporate some more things. We're going to add some Worcestershire to the mix, okay? We're also going to add some more thyme. If you have fresh thyme, you definitely can utilize the fresh thyme. Let's add some smoked paprika. Alrighty, let's add some bay leaves. All right, now here's the thing, family. I wanted to add my tomato paste, which I have sitting here, but however, I forgot. This is real life cooking, right? Things happen in the kitchen, but you have to figure out ways how to maneuver around it. So you're gonna add your tomato paste after you finish sauteing your garlic. Once the garlic is nice and toasted, you're gonna add the tomato paste in there, and you're gonna allow it to sit in the pan just like we always do for quite some time, right? For maybe about 20 seconds or until it turns brick red. The importance of the tomato paste turning brick red is because you wanna release all of the beautiful natural flavors locked into the tomato paste. Not to mention, towards the end, it helps the gravy to not only have a nice rich color, but a delicious flavor as well. Now here's the thing, because this beef stew recipe is going to be braising for quite some time, we're going to add it now. Yes, we are. However, like I said, add the tomato paste after you finish adding the garlic and your garlic is finished toasting up. We're going to add it in there. We're just going to stir it on up. It might not be brick red, but it's going to be delicious. Besides, it's going to have more than enough time to cook anyway. Going to add just a little bit more. Stir it on up really good. And at this point in time, once the liquid comes to a rolling boil, we're going to turn it down. All right, we're going to add our beef back to the pan, along with all of the resting juices. This beef smells amazing. Woo! Smells really good. Get everything situated into the pot really good. Make sure the gravy is covering the beef, of course. And once you're finished, you're going to cover it down and allow it to braise for about an hour to an hour and 15 minutes. I know I said initially about an hour to an hour and 15, but I wanted the beef to be really, really tender, like soft, right? Melt in your mouth tender, if you will. So I ended up cooking it for an additional 15 minutes. So it's been an hour and 30 so far, and the meat is perfect, really tender, succulent and juicy. All right, so here's the thing. At this point in time, I want to incorporate some potatoes with this recipe as well. I'm going to go ahead and add the potatoes. I'm also going to add some carrots as well. We're going to make this beef stew really, really hearty. We're going to submerge the potatoes and the carrots. All right, and that's it. We're going to allow it to cook for an additional 20 minutes. Or until the potatoes and the carrots are fork tender. The other thing is this, right? During the cooking process, the water had dried out of the pot. So I went ahead and added about maybe 3 cups of additional water. And that's just basically it. So we're going to allow the veggies to cook for an additional 20 minutes. And once we're done, I'm going to come back and show you how to put everything together. All right, I like to remove the bottom part of the stem along with the tops, and basically I just discard these parts, right? But here's the thing, when it comes down to okra, you can either cut it in half or leave it whole. It's going to be solely up to you as far as how you like to enjoy your okra stew, but for me, this size is good. With 5 minutes left on the clock of cooking time, check this on out. This is absolutely beautiful. Wow, not to mention it smells even better than it looks. Wow, this is gorgeous. All right, now here's the thing. Remember what I said in the intro? We're making a creamy style beef stew recipe. So I'm gonna go ahead and add some heavy cream. It's the fall time. You know what I'm saying? It's the fall time. Let's have a little fun with our recipes. We're gonna incorporate the heavy cream into the beef stew. As you can see, it looks nice and creamy and decadent. Woo! And the color, nevertheless, still nice and rich. All right, so we're not giving up on color by adding the heavy cream. Just going to keep incorporating. And at this point in time, we're going to add our okras. However, you know what? Let's just add it throughout the stew. I'm not going to be picky today and just add it to the top. Let's go ahead and submerge the okras all throughout the stew. Right? Check out that pop of color. Absolutely gorgeous. All right, I'm just going to go ahead and spread these on the top. And once we're done, nevertheless, we're still going to incorporate the okras throughout the stew. So it doesn't matter. All right, but let's just make sure it's submerged to the bottom or somewhere in the middle in order to pick up on the heat so the okras could cook for about 6 to 8 minutes or maybe 5 minutes or less. It all depends on how you like your okras to be. Some people like their okras to have a nice crunch while others like it to be soft and slimy. But either way, nevertheless, we're going to cover it down and allow the okras to cook. All right, let's check on our food. Oh my goodness, this stew beef, my goodness. Check it on out. As you can see, the okras, everything perfectly cooked. This looks amazing. Anyway, without further ado, look at how thick and hearty. This is gorgeous. The okras are still intact, right? Has a perfect color going on. And you know what? I'm going to serve this up tonight with some white rice. Here's the thing, before serving, make sure you remove the bay leaves as well. You don't want to be chewing on a bay leaf. That's not cool. Let's get some more chunky pieces of meat. And of course, the okras are the star of the show as well. All right, the beef is, but the okras are as well. So let's make sure we get a good amount of that going on. And that looks amazing. This is hearty and beautiful. If you want to add any type of condiment to the top, you definitely can. Maybe some pepper sauce, hot sauce, either or. It's going to be fantastic regardless. Did you not realize I didn't have to chew for long? That's how soft and tender the beef is, okay? Oh my goodness. This is like melt in your mouth. Absolutely delicious. Why couldn't fall come by sooner? And the crazy thing is fall is not even here yet, and I'm ready to enjoy all of this comfort and take it all in. Absolutely delicious. My ooh-wee. Basic ingredients, but yet packed with a ton of flavors. This is so good. Now, here's the thing, my loves. Of course, if you're looking for recipe details, this is so hot. Potatoes. Oh, my goodness. Oh, yeah. Even the potatoes, down to the T, is filled with flavors. If you are looking for the recipe, go down to the description bar just below this video. Click on more. All of the recipe details are going to be there waiting for you. But nevertheless, don't forget to get your seasonings at cookingwithtammy.shop, of course. Give this recipe a try and let me know what you think. It's absolutely gorgeous and most importantly, fall worthy and so flavorful. Mm-hmm. Oh, that okra is good too. Anyway, y'all, I'll catch you later.